Okay, I think it's recording.
I
It's
can't really see. Can we restart?
it's
Or you
okay. I
can
can just cut
You
it.
can cut it. Okay. I'm not ready though. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah. Oh my god, I was so shiny, fucking shiny. Okay, speak.
I don't want to speak. I just want to look at you. Okay, let's start. Hello, I'm Carl Za. This is my lovely fiancée, Ani. And today we're going to talk about the latest drama, the latest internet drama involving me. I always happen, I don't know why.
It's happened when you get famous.
Twitter famous. Twitter famous, not real famous. If I'm real famous, I'll be signing book deals and making movies right now. Making movies about my life. But so I recently did an interview with Isobel Cockerelle from Codastory. She reached out to me on Twitter. She direct messaged me and she told me that she was working on the Xinjiang issue, and she noticed that I had been tweeting a lot about Xinjiang, and she wanted to compare notes. And she also wanted me to respond to the allegations that I am a Chinese government propaganda influence operation. So I thought, okay, maybe this is a good opportunity to clear air, to get my position out there in the media. I did a little bit of research on her organization, CODA, prior to meeting with her, and I saw they ran a hit piece on friends of mine at the Gray Zone, the independent journalist Max Blumenthal, Ben Norton, and Ajit Sin, Dan Cohen. They have been running investigative pieces on Xinjiang issue, particularly the Western media reporting of it. And the Coda story was to paint them as disinfo agent. So I expected that this interview probably won't result in glowing coverage of me.
Nope.
And
Nope.
so I thought I take the precaution of requesting that the interview be recorded. I got her permission to record the interview, and I stated that my purpose for recording is to use for my podcast, which she agreed to.
Yeah, I think you guys already listened to the interview, the one that he just uploaded on YouTube, and I think also
If you
on
haven't,
podcast.
go listen to it.
Yes.
Because I had to upload the full interview I had with Isobel, because right after our interview, which I thought I got my point across, she texted me back and she said, no, you will not be able to use the recording of our interview, because she's checked with her company policy, and her company policy considers the interview a company asset, and they do not agree to be used on another show.
Okay. That's the thing. You as that claim to be a journalist and you work for someone or a company, you should know your company policy. If in an interview, for you to get sources from from someone, and you do interview, and in the interview, as you guys already listened, probably she said like, yeah, I think it's okay, you can record, and I think my boss or whoever the company will be fine. So basically, you working for a company, you should know the policy, and after that you said that, it's mean like you taking the responsibility of what you're saying. And
basically, recording the interview was one of my preconditions to the interview, because I wanted to make sure my views are being represented accurately. Instead, what she did was she cherry-picked certain quotes, take them out of the context, and she depicted me as denier of atrocity in Xinjiang. She depicted me as a social influencer who surfs in the morning in the turquoise green water of Bali. And
hold on. You never been in Bali. it's not turquoise. Probably somewhere else, not in Bali. In Bali, if you go to Bali, you will see the real blue water. It's not turquoise, it's not green, whatever.
Just come to Bali.
Just
Bali's
come
great.
to Bali, and
I'm
he
getting
never
paid by
mentioned
that. I
that.
should be paid by the Bali tourism board for this. But you know, Bali does not need promotion, right? Bali is
Bali
beautiful.
doesn't need
Bali is
promotion anymore,
beautiful.
I guess. Like
Yeah.
we pretty have like famous
You-
already.
yeah,
We
you
have
guys
a
have
name
everything.
already, so
Yeah.
it's been a while. So
I never told Isabel the color of the water. I didn't even tell her much about surfing. I just mentioned in passing I surf, and that's one of the reasons I came to Bali.
he not even surfed that much since the COVID-19 lockdown. That's why he has this.
Okay.
So
Yes, I put on some weight. I got a little more rounded. But anyway, the point is, she was trying to depict me as some rich, surfer dude who is living the life up, and then some kind of social influencer. That's her exact word in her article. I returned from surfing and resume my job, full-time job as an influencer. When I think of influencer, I think of Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, like Instagram, like when you become an influencer, there will be people who is in your field.
I think
will
about
pay
those.
you to
I think
promote
about those
something, you know?
Instagram girls. Like yeah, I don't know. I don't. I mean, it's just like a total wrong impression of me, because that's not what I do, and I told her clearly in the interview. So go ahead and listen to the interview after this.
I know that he is handsome, but he's not selling that, you know, like nobody will buy it except me.
I'm already taken. Sorry,
So-
not on the market anymore.
It's not categorized as influencer whatsoever. Like I don't know how he.
I mean, maybe
how
because
she categorized
because I
that.
have 43,000 followers on Twitter, but I already told her on the interview that I don't consider posting on Twitter a full-time job. I'm just shit posting. I'm a shit poster with tons of time on my hand because I'm taking a break from surfing, and my real income comes from my patrons, from my
Thank you for all of
Yes.
you guys who subscribe for him.
Thank you. The patrons for my Silk and Steel podcast on Patreon is what allow me to live in Bali, live the life that I want, and I'm very grateful for all of you who subscribe. But I told her that in the interview. So after this, go listen to my uploaded video of our interview
So
and
you
judge
can
for
go
yourself.
to your to his channel, subscribe for it, click like, and go for the other
Oh,
video,
yes.
because we have few videos there that
Yes.
probably might interested in.
Because yes,
yeah.
our videos. But,
Yeah, our videos.
But also, Isabel interviewed one more person, Jerry Gray, who had been a guest on my show, Silk and Steel podcast, to talk about his recent bicycling trip to Xinjiang. And I talked to Jerry. He's a great guy. He's a long-term expat in China. I'm very excited about living there, and he had been cycling all around China from south to north, east to west, and he was just very excited to share his experiences, what he has seen, what he has witnessed, compared to what's been written about in places like Xinjiang. So I thought it was a very valuable information. That's why I invited him to my show to talk about it, because people don't get that on the ground perspective. And because of that, both me and Jerry was painted by her as some kind of social influencer, aka to deny atrocity in Xinjiang. That's not what we set out to do. What I set out to do is I try to present a different view from what's been presented in the mainstream media. I also made that point clear in the interview. But what happened is she put a clickbait title. She says, "Oh, social influencer put on rosy tinted glasses and become denier of atrocity happening to Xinjiang." it's a very serious accusation, and then it's getting taken out of context by other people, by my haters, right? I seen
They take advantage of it. So
yeah, there's one part. So one part of the interview, as you would see when we listening to it, she asked me specifically, have I talked to Uyghurs? By the way, she also admitted to me on the interview that herself has never been to Xinjiang. I wish I asked her more questions. I should have asked her, "Well, have you been? Yeah, have you been to China? Do you speak any?"
that's one thing that make me like blows my mind. Like, if you care so much about one place, one kind of ethnic, like the Uyghur people who stay in Xinjiang, and you never been there, and you talk about it, you write something about it, but you never been there. It's hard to believe,
She won an award for it. She won a European Press Award for her report on Xinjiang. So
Who
I thought,
give her that? Jesus Christ! I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I think actually the Max Blumenthal of the Gray Zone people, they're writing an expose on Codastory and their background. So Codastory is actually a link to the Integrity Initiative, which is founded by the UK government and NATO to supposedly fight the Russian quote unquote disinfo, and that's one of the reasons they went after Gray Zone, and now they're coming after me, and I'm actually surprised. I mean, I guess I should be flattered because I'm a small shop, I mean, okay, sure, I have
He
40.
doesn't even have like 200 subscribers.
I have
on
less than
Patreon.
200
Yes,
subscribers on
and
Patreon on my
like,
podcast.
compared to other accounts, like he's only got like 43 point something thousand
I mean,
followers.
I do have 60,000 download on my on my platform, but I'm just shocked. I'm just, but I feel like, you know what, I'm doing something right because I'm obviously making somebody uncomfortable enough.
Yes.
I'm getting under skin of somebody that now they're commissioned.
You did it already before, and
yeah,
now somebody come up.
Yeah, I'm good at that. I'm good at getting under skin of people. So now they're commissioned this hit piece on me. But luckily, I got the permission to record. I got the full recording. So it's a very good opportunity for me to expose the kind of the Western media propaganda, how it's constructed from ground up. We have never seen this until today. A lot of people ask me, if I knew about how they're going to write about, if I knew about their background, why did I allow myself to be interviewed? So there's a Chinese saying, 不入虎穴焉得虎子, which means if you don't go to tiger's den, how are you going to get the tiger's cub? Right? So I am going inside the proverbial tiger's den to face down Isobel. Okay, not quite as dramatic, but
yeah, not that dramatic. But people, you can see on the comment section on the other video on the interview, like people are saying like, "Oh my God, Carl's so patient." During the interview, you guys don't know. Like I was walking
patient.
back home.
I'm not patient.
I was looking at him sitting down there and giving interview, and he was like this, like, and I was like, "Who are you talking to?" Until you give that kind of expression at home.
Because I'm very passionate person, and I wear my emotions on my faces, and. So maybe it's good that the interview was audio only.
Yeah, I feel like if you guys on a like a video like this, you might see like the real thing.
Because the reason I did audio only interview is because we are in Bali and actually like he always said that his internet sucks, whatever, when he's using his laptop. So since yesterday, I offered to him like, you can use my laptop, you can try. I told you the internet is not that sucks. It's just your computer, your laptop is pretty slow. And he tried and was like, oh my God, baby, it's so fast, it's so
He's like, I told you.
Okay, my laptop is a piece of crap. I mean, I bought it for like $300 at Flash
Yeah.
Electronics before I left US.
Well,
I just wanted something I can browse the internet, right? Like I didn't.
Well, mine is like 700.
Well,
so-
yours is already twice as the price as mine. And you know, the funny thing is that people on the internet talking about me as some rich Balinese landlord, you know, exploiting the locals. And here I am. I'm using a $300 laptop, and I don't even have the money to replace my microphone because I know some of you have been complaining about my audio qualities, but I
the
don't.
chicken tripping in the back, the dog barking.
So I have a Yeti Yeti blue
Let me take
Yeti microphone, and it's this thing. It's you know, originally people recommended to me
This one.
the Yeti microphone blue, and for some reason I think it picks up a lot of background noises. You know, my dogs, my chicken. I have 3 dogs and 2 chickens, so my yard is always kind of busy, and yes, I am looking for recommendations for a affordable microphone now that
And he even set the price below 100.
below 100. I'm you know I'm.
It's hard to tell him like you need to invest on something that you work with.
But let's start slow, right? I upgrade along the way. You know, as I grow my subscriber base, maybe, you know, I can afford something nicer next time. So the point is that and about the landlord business, we are in our villa right now.
It's in our villa now.
Yeah, we don't own this villa. We rented
it
long term. We rented for 10 years.
To be honest, like it's not in his name. He has nothing to do with it.
It's not my villa. It's her villa. It's her villa. For one thing, under Indonesian law, as a foreigner, I can't even own land. Right?
As a foreigner, you can own land if you have kitas.
Business,
it's like
a business, like a
kitas is more like a permanent.
Yeah, if
residence,
I have
something
if
like
you
that.
have if you have some kind of business, a company,
a PTMA, whatever.
I'm not a capitalist. Okay, I'm sorry to disappoint you guys.
But if you're coming here just with like a business visa, like a regular business visa, social visa, or just a visitor visa, you cannot own. You can't even buy a motorbike. Yeah.
So I did pitch in to renovate this place, and our original aim was maybe to rent out to supplement our income, because we feel like it was still a little bit tight. My Patreon. This was before my Patreon subscriber base had grown a little bit. So at the time, I was looking for additional income to supplement the Patreon income I'm getting from Silk and Steel podcast. And that's why we thought about renting this place out. Oh, well, and then the COVID-19 hits. There's no more flights coming to Bali. So this place is not rented out, guys. So I'm not officially, technically, I'm not a landlord.
He just show up here, help me to boost the business, but
I use my charm.
I'm still
to boost the business. Can't you see?
Even the marketing, I do it myself, whatever. But we kind of relax now, just because the villa is done. Like
the villa is done.
It's nice. Like we can
don't mind
live
living here. Yeah, we don't mind living
really
here.
Nice here.
Yeah, we don't mind just living here ourselves. So I'm just a guy who's living in a villa. What a crime. I'm sorry. I shouldn't put it that way. I know I'm lucky to be in Bali at this time. I didn't plan it that way, but I'm very lucky, and I'm very grateful for all the support I have been getting from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, back
to Isabel's interview.
To Isobel, and before because after that kind of thing happened yesterday. And it's like since the morning until evening, like he kept doing something on the internet. So I was reading what was happening, and I saw that Jerry. That's also what was happening to him when Isobel asking for the interview, and Jerry was also like, question if it's okay to record and everything, and she said like it's okay. And
So
in
Jerry
the
is the
end-
guy who
so-
biked across China, if you remember.
Yes. So something happened. So you guys saying like, yeah, it's okay to report. Like you guys as a journalist, again, you know your company policy. If you don't know, it's really, like you serious. You don't know about
you
your
know what?
company policy.
At the
It's
time of the
ridiculous.
interview and recording, I was not asked to sign any contract.
Yes.
I was not part of any agreement, but I did secure the agreement to record, and it was explicitly stated purpose to post it for my podcast. So that's what I'm going to do. That's why I'm posting my full interview for the full transparency. And on top of that, I also got a Jerry also reach out to me because he was very angry and indignant about the way he was depicted in the article.
Of course, it's like, oh my god.
It's a hit piece. It's a hit piece. And so.
And also the other girl. We don't really know her.
Shifan, yeah. So
I was reading her thread, and she was also requested to get interviewed
by
Isobel, and I think she knows that like what will happen. So she just said like, okay, just list your question and I will answer it here. Transparency on Twitter. Like everybody can see. And
that was the interview.
So,
that they're back and forth on Twitter. That was
so everybody can interview on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically that's it. And she claimed, Isobel claimed that she interviewed her. It really hurt my pride because when I was in the high school, I took a journalist class for like three semesters. So it's like 1.5 years, and I do like interview and everything. I'm sorry to say, but I think you need to go back to your.
How much did you pay for your journalism class in high school?
No, that's like included in the school.
How much did you pay for your high school?
Per semester is like I don't
per
know.
year.
Per year is like 10 million.
10 million rupiah. That's what, like $1,000 US.
No, like 700
US dollars. So Isobel went to Columbia School of Journalism. The tuition is $110,000 a year. Right.
I wonder what you guys teach there. Let me know.
Well, actually, I'm not surprised because I brought it up in the very beginning of the interview that last year I was called the Chinese influence by none other than the former New York Times journalist Howard French.
And he also
and she volunteered herself. She said, "Oh, by the way, I went to Columbia School of Journalism where Howard French is a professor." I'm not surprised. I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
Basically, journalism is about you delivering the info, the fact to the people. Like you writing the article, the news, like based on fact. Once you twist the thing, you just make it not as it is.
I mean, you're propagandist. You're a propagandist. You already have a template of what you want to write about me, and you're just trying to find some blanks to fill about details, and that's what you did. And you know what? I'm glad we had that talk and we had have the full interview. So for everybody else to judge, for people to see, like now there are already people. But she knows what she's doing because she put a clickbait title to her article. Talking about us as these social influencers out there to deny Xinjiang atrocities. And she understands that most people don't have the time or the patience to click through the article and read it.
Before, when I was in the school, I learned, you need to make a good headlines. Believe me, that really works. Because people only read the first 2 paragraphs of the article. Most of the time, that's what happens, especially for people who doesn't like to read.
Most people don't even read that. Most people just read the headline.
So that's it. That you get conclusion from those 2 paragraphs,
exactly.
From those headlines.
Carl is an atrocity denier. Carl is an unconscionable atrocity denier, aka well-off social influencer. I mean, it's a smear. I mean, like it's a total smear. I reject the characterization, and I at this point I don't know what to say, but go ahead and check out the interview and judge for yourself.
I just really mind blowing. If you guys doing it in Indonesia, well, you wanna edit your picture with Photoshop or with that guy?
Well, in a way, I'm glad I'm in Indonesia because
like,
you know what? I'm not bound to two-party agreement.
No, like, you cannot show the proof.
On top of that, I did not sign any contract about not be able to post in the interview. So yes, so here we are. Interview is live on YouTube, also on my Silk and Steel podcast Patreon site for people who don't want to watch, just want to listen.
Yeah, just want to listen. It's on public now,
Yeah.
so everybody can listen. You
Yeah.
can just go to Silk and Steel, and you can listen to it.
I'm gonna have the link for my podcast webpage, Silk and Steel webpage, on the bottom, and I'll have the link to the other YouTube videos for my full interview with Isobel. And Jerry also sent me his own recorded interview with Isobel as well. So I have also, by Jerry's request, I also post that to my YouTube channel. So go check that out. Check out both interviews and then read her article and see how much of a hit piece it is and see how Western propaganda is being constructed. Like how this is from the raw material to the finished piece. That's a big difference. There's a big gap. And
it's like you trying to cook some cake and it's turned out to be a soup. So it's magic happens.
And which really makes you question a lot of the narratives in the Western mainstream media. If they could do this to me, to Jerry, to ordinary people, how can you trust? How can you trust?
It's so hard. It's what's make people scared. What's make people have negative thought. Just because the way you twist the
facts.
The interview from what it is in the ground and what you want people to think it is in the ground.
I mean, that's why like fake news become a thing. Like you guys are the fake news, and for the Coda story, the media organization that hires Isobel, your guys' claim to fame is to cover disinfo. Guess what?
Yeah.
You are the disinfo, okay? And I just exposed
I think
you.
I saw something on the Twitter. They're saying like, oh yeah, she does cover
disinfo, just not in the way she thinks she meant. Yes.
Yeah, you need to learn literally again.
So go check out our videos if you haven't already. And thank you for tuning in to listen to my rant.
Thank you to listen to us.
Because thank you for putting up through my emotional up and downs. With living through the internet drama. It's excitement of our life.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. I rather chill with my puppies and my chicken than deal with internet drama. Trust me. So.
It's so rare to find him like stay up all night and just doing Twitter, and I was like, what are you doing? You don't give me any attention. What are you working at?
I'll give you. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the video now so I can give my lovely fiance 100% undivided attention. Okay, bye. We gotta go. Bye.